to actually make campers.
Starting off with 2nd Virginia.
And I see everybody's already gotten those sheets. All right, you are at the 2nd Virginia.
Oh, did you find that?
We're going to be talking about beekeeping here.
What city? You guys got that same question back there too?
What's that? What was the question?
What city? That would be Williamsburg. Now, I want to tell you
Doing some pistol demonstrations, some spinning demonstrations. It is the 8th of September, 2024. That's a tent, teepee type, for securing muskets.
And do the lug, which of course we can't use a bullet that looks like that. So built into my bullet mold is a cutting device right here called a screw cutter.
Bullet
The
making
slump is called the
presentation.
screw. And I simply wrap
Where they cook their meals,
And what do we got now?
getting their muskets ready,
Still not much.
and our medical doctor down here.
With a very small version of a musket, not these 8 to 10 pound things. But we would have to ask
Ooh, look at the blood.
about being able to have the child, and you would know very well about that from smallpox from earlier generations, and even your generation, your brothers and sisters.
You look at the, take notice. Actually from the, not the Revolutionary War, but the quasi war with France, and 1799 or so.
Hemorrhagic smallpox. With that one, it's not 5 days to start with.
Down there at the very end is, actually we may walk down there. Full 2-hour video, about 2 hours,
and
with
when
the
you look at the contributions of
Captain
like
Joe's Bowman Company,
everyone does
Illinois
it.
Regiment,
Benedict Arnold,
Virginia
like
State
Benedict
Force.
Arnold single-handedly
This is
won
Paul Nelson,
Saratoga.
and he talked to us about George Rogers
Yeah,
Clark.
Morgan's Riflemen were there,
Look
another
for
group that's greatly overrated. They're riflemen. They're not capable of taking and holding
Here's his
ground.
kid.
They could be effective skirmishers, but they also got driven from the field.
But they took on a lot of British officers.
They did not.
They did not?
That's I'm
Highly
I'm currently writing a
gentleman.
book on this.
That's 4th Mass. Or, excuse me, no, that's New York. Got their drummer there. New York 3rd Battalion. We've got twins there, another one who plays in Fife. Welcome to the NTA. I'm looking at your book. Can you show me the front? Okay, thanks so much. Is it informative? Okay. Hope you enjoy the day. Check out the battle later. I'm trying to keep the fire going. Someone practicing throwing the tomahawk. Ooh, did you see that? They stuck the tomahawk. Had a 13-year-old yesterday win the tomahawk contest. Some people couldn't even hit the tree trunk slice there. And the 13-year-old, I think, cut it at least twice, if not 3 times. Didn't split it in 2. But yeah, that often happens with other people breaking their handles. Of course, they sell handles here. I'll take you over to the settlers in a moment. It's like we're over in the British area now. Probably some Hessians right here, the mercenaries.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Very early in the morning, relatively speaking, so the crowds are just starting to come. relatively thin at the moment. But
I'll take Ernie Flatline instead.
Just about through. No, we also don't use our ramrod because of the risk of an injury there. It's too dangerous to do that. But that's essentially what what we in fact how you would operate the guy.
spinning and weaving.
Figure out what I need to make, warp my loom once, and once I've got it warped once, I just...
There's the band. I'll take you over later. And what we got here? Another camp.
Oh, okay.
What are you making?
Watercolors.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
It'll
So
be
these
very
are
quick
18th
here.
century watercolors.
Okay. Thank you so much. They would stack arms. Looks like we got the artillery coming up here. Just doing a day at the races here. Just thought I'd go around and see what everybody's got.
We got the cool stuff.
The cool stuff. And you are with which unit?
Alexander Hamilton's artillery.
Very good. And you got, where are your cannon at the moment?
Right over down the line.
Okay, well,
Right
okay,
over there.
hey.
That's the 3-pounder.
Thanks. I'd trip as they went by, I'm sure. There's a mortar. Quick question, a pounder or
3 pounds.
how, 2 pounds?
3 pounds.
3 pounds, okay. I'm just doing a kind of a day at the races here, so
All right.
it'll
This
be
is
on
our horse
YouTube,
that'll come in
YouTube
first all the
somewhere.
time.
Pardon?
This is our horse that'll come in first all the time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Target practice. I think that's Butler's, or no, the Queen's home. I have to check it out. Check the notes. I'll correct it if I'm wrong. Okay. Now we're back. Did the great circle route, and we're back at 2nd Virginia. I'll take you out for the battle later and a few other things. Al
All of the
William
bolts
is
are the same,
is
but
a
they aren't the
gunsmith.
same length of the chamber,
And he
depending
helps
on
out
who
virtually all of
manufactured it.
Northwest Territory
So
Alliance.
these all have different
see.
lengths from here to here.
Doesn't look like a Revolutionary War
And that's
thing. It
what
could be another.
determines the
Reenactors here from all different wars. So. But you can see Al's kits here. So. At any rate, we're back. Here is the schedule. So you can see we're in Sunday now. And if it doesn't blow away, that's what we're going to be doing. So in a few minutes, we'll be over there at the, listening to the band.
So name that tune. It's our national anthem. Huzzah! So the words to our national anthem wasn't written until the War of 1812, and it did not become combined with the melody and chosen as our national anthem until 1931.
Yep.
Good.
And Francis Scott Key
Oh.
was held captive on an American ship during the War of 1812 while trying unsuccessfully to do his best to get his friend out of the British prison. Of our schedule. These are the flags of the countries that were involved in the Revolutionary War. I think that one there to the left is the Netherlands, Spain, France, Germany, Great Britain, and the United States. Here you have our food and drink with the food trucks, and down there you have the settlers, and I'll take you down there in just a moment. This is some of the crowd. There are others over there. They'll be showing up more for the there is the artillery demonstration. I'll walk over for a better view here shortly.
Sit down over here. I want to see the battle.
I'm not sitting over there.
Why?
You'll see Hamilton's artillery firing a 3-pound cannon. I'll get into a little bit more about what that means. But right now I kind of want to cover some safety issues. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath for that. I need a PT. When you see a gentleman on the back raise his right hand up in the air like this, that means the gun is about ready to fire. I'll sit over here. Can you all still hear me? When you see his right hand go up in the air like this, it means it's about to fire. It's a good time to cover yours. If you are little, you want to make sure you have your mouths closed. Right? Just to keep everything protected.
That is Ron Feldman to the far right. Good friend. Hamilton's
All right, looks like they're about to fire. Now's a good time to cover yours.
Fire!
Gosh. Oh, that scared me.
As you can see, it takes several people to run this cannon. So as you're watching them, you'll see that after they fire, the first thing they're going to do is you can see they're working at the end there. They're cleaning out the barrel. They're making nothing is remaining in terms of debris that might be left over when we fired it. Historically, these cannons were fired with linen sacks of powder and the ball or projectile they're going to fire attached to it. They ram it all down in one piece. Today, we use aluminum foil that's not historically accurate, but it's for safety purposes. Historically, if you have a linen bag and it touches a little smoldering ember that's still down there, that could be a very bad day. So you want to clean the cannon out first. After they've cleaned it, they're ready to load. They load the sack of powder in from the front. This is considered muzzle loader. So in front, at the very front is the muzzle. You push it in. Oh, they're about to fire.
Fire!
So I believe they're going to do a dry run this time so you can watch them. After fire, the first step is they're going to go in, they're going to search. They put a corkscrew type tool down the barrel to pull out any material, big material that might be left over from firing. See, he's lifting it up right there. After they're done with that, they're going to stick a sponge down, which is actually a long stick with sheep's wool on it that is wetted down. and that is put down the barrel to extinguish any embers that might be there. It also creates a bit of a suction, and it'll help pull out anything that might still be in the barrel. After they have cleaned the barrel, they're ready to load. You see they go back and forth, making sure that everything's off, and now they're ready to load. In the back, you'll see there's a box. That is where all the ammunition is stored. So for us, it's just powder. We're just firing powder. We're not actually launching any projectiles, which Cantigny's probably happy about because we're kind of pointed at the visitor center. You see, hear the command to insert charge. He puts it down. Then you're going to get to ram. And because this is a muzzle loader, you load from the front. You have to ram it all the way to the back. If we were going to load ball, we'd load ball after that, or it'd be part of one full piece. Then you hear a command, pick and prime. And at the very back of the muzzle, the very back of the cannon tube, there's a small hole called a vent that goes all the way down into the inside sort of bore of the gun. And you take a quill. So first you take a brass pin and you push it down, you open the bag up, and then you take a little quill, which is sort of like, if you think like a writing quill, except this one, black powder, you stick it down there, and now they're ready to fire. You can see the gentleman there, he has a stick that has smoldering cotton rope that's been soaked in saltpeter. It's very hot, has an ember on the end, and when he's given the command to fire, they'll touch it off and the cannon goes fire.
Ready? Yes. Fire!
Boom. Right, so I think they're going to fire a couple more rounds here. That was just a dry run to show you. And you can watch them do it sort of at faster speed. Now, call this a 3-pound cannon. And that means a couple things. That means when it fires a round ball happens to weigh 3 pounds. It's a cannon because it tends to fire across the field rather up into the... So other types of artillery in the 18th century were howitzers and mortars, and they tended to shoot up in the air. This cannon was designed to attack infantry of the other side. So they're going to be shooting their rounds into an opposing line of infantry. Well, they're about to fire. Cover your ears.
Fire!
They're about ready to fire.
Fire!
Remember, 1, 2, 3, then yell as loud as you can. Wait for me to count. Right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you have to be louder than that. Remember, I said they're not going to be able to hear you. As loud as you can. 1, 2, 3.
Up for battle. I'll go over to the settlers first. So we're at the settlers, Spring Valley Lodge.
Oh yeah, John. Yeah.
Let's see, they've got all sorts of interesting stuff here. Gotta have stuff.
Andre. Mm-hmm.
Did they actually move?
They moved to Colorado. Yeah.
I think we've got 4 or 5 different settlers here. Second chance at history. A lot of clothing in here. No prices. They said priceless. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Becker Historic Warrant. And one more. Gentleman here going to see the battle. I spent $20 here yesterday on a George Washington trivet and a brass thimble. All sorts of good stuff.
You have a preference on band color?
Nice library. Get your books over there.
This is what I wear, a lot of blue.
Okay, we're going over to the battlefield. And of course we are at Cantigny, or Cantigny, as the French would say.